10 minutes of reality coming at you. Championship weekend coming at you. Patriots are going to win. All you fucking people think Jaguars. Go ahead, talk up Blake Bortles all you want. He's wearing a skirt out there, and Bill Belichick's going to absolutely destroy him.
Brady's hand is broken.
Brady's hand is broken?
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, it says it hurts. His hand hurts. So he's already given out excuses, and he's leaking this.
Really?
Yeah, he said he hit his hand on something.
Yeah, his wife's G-spot. I mean, seriously. The Patriots are going to win, and I really could care less who wins between Minnesota. First off, I want the Eagles to win, but then again, if I was an Eagles fan and then I would go into the Super Bowl and I would lose, I would think if only Carson Wentz was there. Yeah. So if I was an Eagles fan, I'd rather lose in the championship, right, than get destroyed in the Super Bowl, because then go, well, if Carson Wentz is there, we will win the Super Bowl next year. This is some psychological thing. Plus, Case Keenum, Patton Oswalt, you know that actor Patton Oswalt, short arm guy? Yeah. Him and Case Keenum separated at birth.
So Patton Oswalt probably has 2 Case Keenums in him.
Right? I mean, they walk the same, because Case Keenum looks like he has the shortest little arms in the entire world. If you look at the way he walks, yeah, he looks like a pancake that's throwing the ball. I just when I look at him, I don't see NFL quarterback at all. But hey, what am I to know? Anyway, there's myths going around. There's myths that Brady's hand is broken. There's myths that Bill Belichick is, gonna quit at the end and wear a giant hoodie after this. But then, Obi, there's so many myths about dating. And I think today we're just going to call this Myth Day, which is Myth for Friday, right? There's so many myths. There's this one really big myth that men used to fall for. Why don't you tell them the myth that all men, and last week a client came into town and he said the myth, and you and I are our bone, and every woman listening right now is going to be like, oh, fuck, guys still believe that myth? It's the worst urban myth in the entire world.
Yeah, he says he waits 2 days after he gets a phone number to call or text, or I think he said even after, if they do progress and they have sex, he'll wait a couple days afterwards to get in contact with her, so she's wonders what's going on. and I laugh because I remember I actually used to believe that too, that not necessarily the wait after sex thing, but the call, let me not text or call her. It was really call, because back then texting wasn't a thing, but calling before, after you get her number, you don't want to seem too eager. I remember I actually used to do that, and surprisingly, the interactions would cool off. She'd be like, oh, okay.
So you know what that is? And this is the biggest myth for women. You want to know the biggest myth for women? The myth that women think is that men actually know what they're doing. Mm. That's the biggest myth that women think. If you just hit it to me right now, right, and if you think about it, right, women just all together believe that men know what they're doing. They'll meet a guy who's 50 years old, he's been divorced, right, and they start dating him, and the woman just thinks that he's going to know how to pursue her. So she does nothing, right? And what she does normally is this, and her dating mistake is that she won't text him. She'll just wait for him to reach out first, right? And then she won't drop any hints about going out again on a second date, or even complimenting him on wow, I had such a good time on the first date, right? She does nothing to participate in that relationship because she has this myth out there that she believes a grown man should know exactly what to do. Meanwhile, you've seen so many clients come this way, 37, 45 years old, right? And they're still I don't want to seem like, I'm not high value, right? I think guys have said that to us, right? Where they'll be like, well, if I just text her right away, she'll look at me as needy or low value. And I'm thinking no, she'll actually know that you're pursuing her. And the funniest thing that you just said too is you slept with a girl and you don't know when to text her that day, so you can just leave her basically going into speculation mode, and by 7 o'clock she's out having a glass of wine with her friends, destroying you, and her friends are making fun of her. That's another thing too. The other myth, the other thing that women do is that they listen to their friends. Mm-hmm. Their friends give them the worst advice in the entire world. Chick advice, I call it. It's swirl the story around like a glass of Cabernet and look into that magical glass and go, Cabernet, Cabernet on the wall. Who's the biggest asshole of them all, right? And that's what women do. They look in that bottle of wine and they drink that wine and they sit there and they expect men to know exactly what they're doing. We have to wake women up. Women have no fucking idea that men have no idea. Men don't read novels, romance novels. Men watch action movies, That's why cryptocurrency is mostly a male thing, because it's the matrix against the matrix every single day, right? Men talk sports. Men speculate on sports. They don't understand women at all. So I think that's a big myth that women are running around with, is that they expect men to know, at the age that they're at, how to fucking pursue a woman. And they really don't.
So what are these women supposed to do if knowing this truth, right, that you just revealed, that the guys that know what they're doing so women are supposed to take over? Is that what you're saying? They should do all the work?
No. Women do not take over. Because if you take over, then you're putting the penis on, right? You don't take over, you validate. Subliminal validation, the power of subliminal validation works wonders. For instance, okay, you and I know how to pursue a woman. We're going to talk on tomorrow's podcast about the things we do when we try to break up. Okay, that's another story another day, right? But you and I know how to pursue a woman. So we're into pursuing a woman. But the thing is, we need subliminal validation every single day. Words of encouragement to get the man to keep continually knowing it's safe, because most men suffer from the disease approach anxiety. So they don't know when it's safe to come out and play. So they go out on a date. They have no idea. They're not a fucking mind reader. Okay, men are awful. If you ever watch a TV show Blind Date, how many times did men go in for a kiss and the forehead would hit another forehead because the woman was trying to do the ditch and dodge, right? Or like her nose would go in one direction and the man would be kissing the cheek. Men always say they got the cheek. You got the cheek because she's not into you. Men don't pick up signs. Men don't pick up subliminal signs, right? They pick up subliminal messaging through words, because men are more words of affirmation guys. That's what we are. So when a woman goes out with a man and she has a good time, she just can't smile and expect him to know it. She has to look at him and literally talk to him like he's a 5-year-old and go, I had a good time. So then he goes back and puts it in his matrix. She had a good time. Wow. A man makes a suggestion on a date. God, I love bowling. I love miniature golf. The woman says on the date, we should go to play miniature golf. I love miniature golf. Because that's how a man is hearing those words, right? Not like, oh, cool. Men need to hear the words thrown back at them, because then they know it's safe to go and ask her out again. Because these guys are robotic. We've been coaching guys forever, and you know how robotic they are. So a woman needs to text the guy the very, very next day and literally say to him, hey, I had a great time last night. I really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you for sharing. And that's another thing, how to get a man to be vulnerable. Thank you for sharing me the story about your boss. Thank you for sharing me about losing your business I really admire you as a man, what you've gone through to rebuild this new business. Admiration, right? Subliminal words of that hook a man all the time, because then a man thinks to himself, I've met the coolest girl in the world. Because if you think about it, most men are coming off of a relationship with a ball-busting woman, right? You've had them, I've had them, we've had our balls chopped off, we need softness, and that's the feminine thing, and women don't do enough of that. Women don't give words of affirmation, because and you've done it, and I know in my relationship, it's like, she's amazing at it, but it comes from her heart. It's all real. Don't make up this shit, just don't tell him you admire him about something that you don't, because it's going to come back and backfire. But it's those words that get him to encourage him to keep coming out of that man cave, because what he's doing is he's taking a little step out of that man cave every single day. Ooh, I could do this, right? If you look at like the way we've been learning cryptocurrency, right? I've been watching, I know how to read charts because I fucking studied them for a year, right? So now I'm like relearning it and I'm writing down where to do the trades and I'm not putting money in. You're like, come on, when are we gonna do money? Like, come on, I gotta go buy. And I'm like, no. I said, give me till Monday. I said, because we're gonna play a little bit of money and we're gonna roll with it, right? Because I realized we wouldn't have been hurt either because it's come back to everything, but I'm learning it. Encouragement. Athletes, right? Encouragement, training camp. It's all encouragement. So if you think about it, if a woman takes on the position of not the head coach, but of the encourager going, here, come on out, come on, it's safe. I mean, look what the client said last week, right? Say, come on out, it's safe, let me hold your hand, it's safe, come on, little boy, you can do this. Men will come out of the cave.
I think that's a good point. And then it doesn't, then women aren't necessarily like doing all the heavy lifting, but they're like encouraging men to kind of come into where it's warm, pun intended, and nice and safe, where they can express themselves and do the things that they want to do without feeling like they're going to get rejected.
Exactly. And that's how we end today's reality. How to get a man out of the man cave. And we have done it. We have 7 seconds left. Nothing else to say. Enjoy your Friday. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, excuse me, Obi's going to talk about how men break up, because I think that's a really important subject matter.